Guten gardening, everybody. I don't want to be too loud. I'm at the zoo, but check out what I just found. I'm at a zoo in Syracuse, New York, and this is the first time I've ever seen a garden in the middle of a zoo. All right, before we get into this video, I have to acknowledge something. One, this is a pretty different video than what we normally do, but we just thought it was so interesting to see this food grown specifically for the animals. And maybe it's more common than I think in a local zoo to have this, but we'd love to know from your perspective. If you go to the zoo, what is it like? Have you seen this kind of garden before? And two, this is the first video that I can remember from maybe the first or second video into this series where I wasn't wearing my hat. So that's a whole different experience. All right, let's get into the video. This has to be one of the coolest experiences I've had at a zoo. I gotta tell you, I'm really loving this zoo. I'll put a link to where this zoo is in the description. But while we're here on vacation, we are just seeing, really wonderful space. And I should say my family happened around the corner here at the zoo. And what do we find? But we find a beautiful garden space. Now, there's clearly some intentionality about how this garden is put together and why. Right by some of our falcons, it looks like here. And you can see they've just harvested and pulled up the pea plants here. Those are done. We've got a couple of our sunflower plants right here. I'm going to try to avoid getting anybody's face in this. And there are a couple of signs that say which animals like which vegetables. So it says the roosters, the mootjacks, hopefully I said that correctly, the donkeys and lemurs all love carrots, and they do have carrots growing in here. Let's see what they've got in this garden space. Right up close here, we've got dill going to seed. And right down here, nasturtiums. Nasturtiums were one of the plants that a couple of people said that once you plant, they always come back when we asked that question in a recent video. Here we have a couple of different tomato plants. I don't see the variety, but I do see a whole bunch of marigolds in here. And marigolds are another self-seeder that are just so helpful, potentially useful in the garden. When we look at marigolds and what they do to prevent some of our pests, you can actually see a sign all about that right here. So they know. It says, why are there flowers in the garden? Well, to attract pollinators. Colorful, sweet-smelling flowers attract pollinators. Absolutely. We need those to help us produce our vegetables and to keep some pests away. And that's what they've got these marigolds for. And you love to see a sign like this, 100% pesticide free. That's the way we grow ours. Ours are organic as well. All right, let's see what we got down here. Some peppers, and I'm sure there are some of our animals here at the zoo that enjoy the peppers. And our green beans, these are bush bean variety. They have bush beans, and they also have some pole beans we noticed in here. Look at all those beans on there. I tell you what, everything looks healthy. And with all these animals around to provide their waste as compost, and you can see a big composter right here, I'm pretty confident there's a good reason why everything is so healthy. Some zinnias, great pollinators. We grow zinnias on our property as well. And this has clearly gone to seed, but you can tell what this is. This is their asparagus. You can see one that looks a little bit more like asparagus that hasn't flowered or produced like this. You can see the flower is actually just starting to form. I don't see any of the seed pods on here yet, but how cool is this? Asparagus in the middle of a zoo. No, that's not a real pig right there. That's a fake pig. Oh, here we go. Here's some pole beans. Let's see. Yep, there are a couple of beans on the pole beans right here. You see that right there? Some pole beans coming up a really nice, simple little vertical trellis here. And some lettuce that has gone to seed. You can actually see the seed pods coming in here. They're not that big yet. You see them right there, but that'll be nice. You can collect the seeds. I don't know if they do that here, but they'll be able to collect the seeds and plant these again next season. I'm sure it looks like they've cut plenty off here. There you go. You can see how much they've been cutting off here. This is romaine lettuce. One of the signs here says that the birds love greens, especially their romaine lettuce. Some beautiful Swiss chard. Again, everything here has clearly been harvested over. And you can see what they've pulled off, but the leaves that are left behind, and there's a little bit of damage now, probably a little sun, heat damage, some insect damage, but look how big and luscious that Swiss chard is. It's my favorite leafy green right there, Swiss chard. Absolutely love it. And apparently, the reptiles love these vegetables too. Okay, Now I'm going to show you something that I think is the highlight of this garden right here. And I've talked about how kale is a difference maker when it comes to vegetables that we grow. And I absolutely love kale. And they have two different types of kale here. They have their lacinato or dino kale, and then that curly leaf kale. Both of them look super healthy. Look at the leaves on here. A little bit of insect damage, but really not much. Plenty of brand new growth coming in here. Look at that. Luscious looking kale. All right, some more nasturtiums over here, and of course some carrots. The sign says that rabbits and guinea pigs love carrots and peppers. Well, I tried a little bit ago to look up close to see if I could see any of the little necks of the carrots popping up through the surface, but I couldn't, unfortunately. All right, here's some more dill. You know what? Dill flowers are so small, but the smell of dill, the taste of dill, I just think it's a really beautiful, delicate looking flower. And the sunflower plant here, this is the biggest one that I see in the garden here. Let's see if there's anything up on top yet. No, not quite yet. It's like the beginnings. That's going to open up here before too long. But the sunflower plant apparently is something that the siamangs, again, I hope I'm saying it correctly, but one of the monkeys here really love. How cool is this? Look at this. It's not even a big space, probably a couple hundred square feet, but they're taking advantage of it. And it looks like the person or group that's responsible for this is a master gardener group from Onondaga County. That is such a great idea. Great way to add a little bit of nutritional value as well to the animals here at the zoo. We're here at the Rosamond Gifford Zoo in Syracuse, and we're finding garden. So they also have two of these vertical setups. This is super cool. I really like this setup because you can, looks like you can turn the, how you doing? That's going great. It's like you can turn the tray upside down whenever you're done with it. That's my guess. And then you turn it back up and you see things are just started here, but on the other side they are filled with flowers. Absolutely beautiful. I really like this setup. Now I just confirmed that all of the plants that they grow here in terms of vegetables are started from seed. They take care of it. They started indoors. They have a setup indoors, which I don't have access to. Then they bring them outdoors and plant them just like they have here. And I've also confirmed that all of those vegetables that they're growing go to the animals. Everything that they grow here goes to the animals. Well, how cool is that? I love the fact that they're getting master gardeners involved in this entire experience. So you got a wealth of knowledge there. You got the opportunity for people to come in and volunteer who would probably never have anything to do with the care of these animals, and they're providing some really nutritious food. I thought that was really awesome. Our whole family thought it was awesome, so we thought we'd share. Hey, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give us a like. Leave us a comment, remember to share and subscribe, and most importantly, remember, when you're with us, you are good to grow.